much, brother, too, for catching this out together. And
well, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. You know, I know both of our time is valuable, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I love to see a project like Playa Tesoro. I was here 20 years ago, I remember, maybe 18 years ago, nothing, like all raw land. And it was like...
When we first started, all I had was a rancho and 2 plastic chairs and a table. I used to sit in my rancho just out here. No road, no power, no nothing. And I used to sell lots just like that here.
Wow.
Yeah, and they would buy. And you know what the incredible part was? If they went into the ocean, my success rate was 100%.
Yeah, because you know why people buy a property on the ocean? Because they want to be right on the ocean. And actually, guys, look, cafe. I always need my coffee when I make a video. Do you want a coffee too? Coffee's coming for John. So,
all right.
Anyway, Nicaragua's coffee has a great reputation outside.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Starbucks, everybody's happy to sell Nicaraguan coffee. It's great stuff. And yeah, now the coffee shops, they have nice pastries, they have everything.
No, it's crazy. It's like when you come to try the chicken and the steak, I mean the beef. I heard people saying, Carlos, people coming from Canada or from the United States, or even other countries said, we like it.
Yeah, carne asada is, I mean.
Carne asada is great, so you should try the carne asada.
If you don't like carne asada, I don't know.
Yeah, and the gallo pinto.
Gallo pinto, yeah.
So, John, what can you tell about the story when you say, Carlos, this is going to be something different? You talk to your family, your investors, how that works?
Yeah, like how we ended up in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Okay, so it started with my brother and I are partners in our contracting business in Canada, and we've been partners for like 34 years. And so one of our sales reps came to us and said, "Hey, I just got married." Like every year we would meet with him, and he would tell us the prices for the materials.
Gotcha.
And so we met with him at a coffee shop, and he wouldn't stop talking about like Nicaragua. And he just got married to a Nicaraguan in, I think, Managua, or probably on the beach. I can't remember.
Okay.
But he wouldn't stop talking about Nicaragua. So after we figured out the prices on what we were buying, we just continued the conversations. And he said, "Hey, you can buy a lot in Nicaragua for $5,000 on the beach."
What?
Yeah. So that's what we said. We said, "What? Okay, shit, yeah." I mean, even if we lost the money, it's not the end of the world.
No, exactly.
So we said, okay, and like I say, this was my brother. At that point, I was not really Mr. Nicaragua.
Gotcha.
And so they found a lot, but it was a leasehold. It was a concession lot. So we said, no, we don't want a leasehold. We want a freehold. And we've heard in Nicaragua that foreigners can own beachfront property.
Yes.
It's unique.
You know, I'm glad you said that, because I'm sure you've been traveling all the countries where some countries, they have some restrictions, and definitely one of those is as an expat, you cannot have a property with a title, which when you come on the beach. But Nicaragua has 2 types of title, which you know that already.
Yeah.
The lease and the private title.
Well, it has a lot of titles, not just those 2.
I know, but the main ones are, in that direction.
Yeah.
So that's why Playa Tesoro has a unique situation for your friends and your customers.
Right.
You know.
Well, like going back to the story, so we was like, no, we want freehold. We want good title. We want to own it. And as a foreigner, you can. So we're like, okay. So that turned into 6-7 months of research, and in the end, we ended up here. And so, and then my brother was like, he was kind of the lead guy. And I was just sitting back in Canada running our company going, Nicaragua? I don't want to go to Africa. I thought it was in Africa.
I know. Many people think that, yeah. No.
I was like, but then I learned, and I said, okay, fine. I'll go down there and check it out, because he's talking about, my money too.
Yeah, well,
right. So definitely. I'm like, okay, I'll go down there and check it out. And so we ended up here. And I really wasn't very interested. We were in a shack just down the beach here. Mm-hmm. And then the sun started to set. And I was like, then I started to get a little more interested. I'm watching
like now.
Well,
a little bit like now.
Well, in a couple hours. I don't know what time it is, but sunset.
You will see it.
Exactly. We'll see it tonight. But then I was like, damn, that was a nice sunset. Like,
beep. Remember when he said that? Beep.
Yeah.
That was beep. But it was
Is this
great.
PG or we're not allowed to swear?
I don't know.
I'm a contractor. That's what I do.
Oh, okay. So don't worry, guys. If sensitive, we're gonna make the P. So don't worry.
Yeah.
No, we, but
me.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean? So you love the sunset.
Yeah, so we watched the sunset and I was like, oh, that was actually pretty nice. And then walked the beach. And then by the morning, I watched the sunrise, which the sunrise is just over here. And I was like, damn, I am kind of interested, you know? And that's what turned me around. And then I came here and I checked out all the beaches basically from Costa Rica all the way to Chinandega. Like most of them, like Popoyos and all the, San Juan and all, Masachapa, 𝗃𝗁𝗄𝗃, And honestly, I love them all for different reasons. But all of them had two really things I love, like a great view and a nice community or good road and a nice beach, blah, blah, blah. And when then I came back to this property and it had three things. It had the close proximity to León, 30K. And León has really grown up since then. It's like much more tourist friendly than 2005. Great restaurants. And it's kind of like a university city. It is actually, with a lot of history from the revolution and prior to the revolution, and it's like oozing culture. It's insane. So I'm like, that is really cool.
Actually, when we were driving from the highway all the way here, I was noticing that there are a lot of stuff now. Stores where you can fix your tires, where you can buy food, where you can repair if something happened in the middle of nowhere.
Which is important.
And the other thing I like is you see a lot of people passing by on a bike, and definitely the other part of the road is that great eco concept with the salt. How you call those salty areas?
Yeah, the salt flats.
Salt flats. So
Salineras.
When you see that thing, it's also part of the whole thing that you enjoy to see. And believe it or not, even when I talked to my sons and my daughter said, have you been in these places? She said, no, I have a place to take you to see what Nicaragua can show you, because definitely we need to keep exploring what we have. And that's one of those parts of the country that is beautiful.
Yeah, people are like,
where is the salt?
How do you grow salt? Like, how do you farm salt?
Exactly. And there you have that thing. And the other part that you mentioned is how close you feel from León City.
Yeah.
And I've been driving this area a lot. And you're right, I mean, it's not that far away, maybe less than 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's 30K.
30K. And then, boom, you can buy whatever you need from there. And the great part of León is, like you said, is the university and more people and restaurants.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that make you feel like,
well, yeah, so the 3 points that I found here was like, it's got León, which is just like, obviously such a nice amenity. And then just this unbelievable beach with nobody on it. It's 15 kilometers long. Yeah. You can drive down this beach and it's like really a nice beach,
Yeah.
And then on top of that, number 3, you have this incredibly natural estuary system in the back. And it flows into Rio Tamarindo.
Rio Tamarindo over there, yeah.
Yeah, they meet at the 𝗃𝗁𝗃, which is in Puerto Sandino, and it goes out to the ocean, where there's a big surf break right there.
Oh, now you're talking. So that's the other part, the surfing.
Yeah, I mean the fishing and the surfing. It's like insane. And you can put your boat in the estuary. So you got your boat ready to go, jump to the surf breaks, and then you got surf breaks going all the way down. You got one out front here, and then you got Puerto Sandino, El Miramar, 𝗿𝗃𝗄𝗃, 𝗏 Pacifica, all the way down to El Tránsito, and then it keeps going, right?
Gotcha.
And what's really nice too, and actually we used to have a Nika charters. So I used to have a sports fishing business here.
No way.
Yeah, because I came here and I'm like, how's the fishing? And everybody's like, oh, it's good. And all they were doing is like 5K near shore. So I was asking people, well, like, what's it like farther? And they're like, well, we don't really know. And I'm like, somebody must know. And then we couldn't find anybody who really knew. So I had to buy a boat. And then I started the business. And we sports fished all this. And so we went near shore, offshore, catching dorados and all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
And we had to buy a boat to discover how good it was.
That was before you got this land?
No, that was like 2006 to 2009.
Wow. And Playa Tesoro, how you ended it here? How you found it?
Well, actually it was my brother and this other guy, our sales rep there. They found it, and then in 2006 to 2009, we were selling lots, and they were selling like candy. Nicaragua was on fire in 2006, 2000.
Oh, it was crazy. I remember.
Yeah, it was really, really, really something. And we had a couple of hiccups, COVID and other hiccups along the way, and it's kept knocking Nicaragua back down. So the prices are less than then, but the offering is better.
I guess so. You know what? Actually, I'm glad you're saying that because I'm in the business too. I do real estate, obviously, and I work with customers where they have a house and they want to rent it. So, because when they buy a property, they want to have somebody here who's going to look after for the place.
Right.
Because definitely it's like in your case when you said, Carlos, I buy this land and then I go back home and then I come back. But in that time, you definitely need somebody you can feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And going to look after for the place. So that's part of the work we do.
As part of our offering too.
Exactly. And I was going to ask you that because when I came here now, for instance, I'm impressed that you have so many houses, you have the restaurants, some houses with swimming pools, some houses just for the view, some houses just for, having fun. Actually, we stayed in one of the places that John is very kind, let us stay here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he said, Carlos, that house he also is for sale.
Well, yeah, so we property manage all these.
All this.
And then the revenue goes back to the owners. So, a lot of people buy and they come down for, I don't know, let's say 1 month a year. And for the 11, they want to make, either money or just pay for all the maintenance and stuff, right?
Gotcha.
So that we run a property management service, my wife Christine and I, so we run the property management. So all these are nightly rented. And then the revenue goes back to the owner. So which is nice because then they, if the doors need maintenance or painting and this and that.
Like everywhere in the world.
Exactly.
You have a house, it's on the ocean, and obviously
there's upkeep.
So
and then when you arrive for that 1 month, it's ready to go. It's not like, I got to do this, that, and the other thing.
It's ready to go.
It's ready.
So what will you say to our friends that are looking right now at the video? When you come to buy a property, like in this case, you only need a passport, the photo of your passport.
That's true, yeah.
That's it. That's it. And then
you don't need a residency.
You don't have that thing.
No.
That's one of the things that also you like about that the process.
Residency is pretty easy. People are really confused about residency, and for me, you can either go and spend your time doing it and it's cheaper, or what I do every 5 years is I give $1,000 to my lawyer, and he maybe takes 6 weeks, and then I have my residency, my cedula.
Gotcha.
And you don't really need a cedula, but I'm doing a lot of business here, so it's nice to have a cedula residency. So the government and the banks, they like that.
They like that. But let's say if your client doesn't want to do that, just to have the property, comes once in a while, have a great place to relax and retire a little bit and just take his vacations. That's also another part of the process. You don't have to really be a resident to buy a property and then rent it.
No.
You rent these spaces through a platform, or you also have direct client that comes to say, hey, you know what, I heard these houses can be rented, so you do that too.
Yeah, so we have Tesoro Vacations, which is our specific rental website. And then we have PlayaTesoro.com, so that's more our sales. So all the listings are on TesoroVacations.com, and then we also use Airbnb, and then we have people calling us direct.
Ah, great.
Yeah, so we're working on our social media so that now a lot more people are seeing us on TikTok or whatever, and contacting us direct.
Which is working perfect.
Yeah, which works great.
What will you say it's this property is for who? What is that criteria that you say, you know what, you have a free soul, you like to be hit by the breeze, you want to wake up in the morning with a cup of coffee or a cold beer, maybe whatever, too early, but you say, you know what, this is in the middle, a quiet place. It's not over, developed, and it's not like this. Which do you feel is this property for?
Well, basically, this, we just had a couple of recent sales, and they're kind of your prototypical. They were one was a Canadian, one was an American, and they're people who are not loving their current situation in the States or Canada, and they want, they can't afford to maybe retire in Canada or America, and maybe and they want something different, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's mostly people who like want a place here, and they can either go to the Casa Club and join the party at night, or just stay in and not bother. You know, have a nice bottle of wine with your wife.
Gotcha.
You know, and it, just have that option, right? And they don't want I mean, if I'm going to stereotype the person, they don't necessarily if they don't necessarily want the hubbub of San Juan del Sur, or some other place. And they want a place on the beach. They want it safe. Oh my God, it's so safe here. The whole country's safe, but in particular, Tesoro I find it very safe. And just, you know, they can walk around, be themselves, have a pool, stay in their unit, or go see other people.
What is the typical down payment you expect customers? If somebody is behind the camera right now and say, oh, watching this video right now, say, Carlos, I like that idea. I can come to meet John. Maybe they can meet me. I will be very happy to give you as much information. How can you make a reservation? Do you have any specific number that people put a down payment and they sign the contract? In less than 30 days, you perform the transaction. Everything happened by wire transfer. That's how it works?
Yeah, more or less.
More or less.
And basically, we're willing to provide financing. All this land we've paid for it. So we paid when we bought the land. We paid cash, and then when we built the road, I don't know, maybe 8 kilometers of road, and every year we upgrade the road with more maintenance.
Yeah.
And it's getting quite decent now. And then we installed the electricity, so we ran 14 kilometers of power, and then we put in the water system and ran 14K.
Wow.
So we serviced all the land, and then and actually we're just about to upgrade to satellite Wi-Fi here. So we've already kind of got the fixed costs already paid.
Already in place, yeah.
Yeah, they're already in place. So I mean, that's what a lot of people like when they come here. They're like, wow, man, the infrastructure is solid. I'm like, dude, it's solid. We built the water system in association with some other owners here. A couple of our friends just down the beach.
Yeah. So you have, obviously you have the water, you have power, and every home you septic system, evidently.
Yeah.
And definitely you have private title. People, you can shape the size of the land. Whoever wants to say, hey, John, I like the idea to have a quarter acre, or maybe 1 acre, or maybe just half of an acre. Do you have any specific size lot that you would not sell less? Like the minimum size, or you have a maximum?
We sold, we go by the frontage. So we have some, we originally sold at 35 feet, but we found they're a bit too small.
Okay.
So we shy away from it. So we're selling a lot of 60 foots. 60 foot frontage by maybe 175 to 200 deep.
Wow.
In feet.
Yeah.
So that's more or less. And they're all kind of similar. And the way it works in Nicaragua is the beachfront is worth X, and the across the street is worth half X.
Gotcha.
So the valuable lots are really on the beach.
Yeah. So, guys, we're gonna continue with these special episodes. I hope to make more than one. We are staying in one of the houses that he built.
Yeah.
Casa
Purpura.
Púrpura.
Yeah.
Púrpura?
Yeah.
Okay, so esta Casa Púrpura or Purple Home.
But
it sounds like the same, like the songs. It sounds like the songs of the heavy metal back in the 70s. So I estoy en Casa Púrpura. It's oceanfront with a nice terraza or porch, like we say here. Very kind, with 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom.
Yep.
It's also for sale. I'm gonna give you at the description below later all the details. How many lots available we have in this first phase right now?
Right.
People can. How many do you think we have right now? Available? 20, 40?
Yeah, there's probably like 25 available.
25, so only 25 available.
And we just opened up an area over here, which I guess we're going to take a walk through on another video. And so those ones are a little deeper.
Ah, there you go. So yeah, when you mean deeper, you mean larger?
Larger, yeah. They're like 20 feet deeper.
And the front's going to be
The front is the same. Like
the same.
Like I just sold 2 60 foot, so they're 60 foot on the front.
60 foot on the front.
But they're like a little deeper, the extra 20 feet. So they're deeper. So for the same price, people are getting an extra 20 feet.
Excellent.
So you guys out there, extra 20 feet bonus. Buy now.
Buy now. So it's
before they're all gone.
Make the reservation now. So guys,
call now.
Call me right now. So thank you so much for watching this video today. Betty and Mauricio are behind the camera right now. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, John, for your time and energy. It's great. So I hope you really enjoyed this video as well. So you're gonna see quickly what it looks like from the ocean side and how many houses do we have here. And definitely stay tuned because we're gonna bring more information to you because you've been searching a beautiful ocean front. You have a free soul. You like to be hit by the sunset and the breeze. You like a good cup of coffee and be in a quiet location and practice surfing.
Maybe I should try and get this guy in the ocean, huh?
Maybe. So see you the next time, and don't forget, here are my telephone number and my email, and you can contact me and say, Carlos, I'm interested, I want to meet John, and I can introduce you to him and say maybe you can buy one. So see you in the next episode.
Sounds like a plan.
Bye-bye.